What's up, fight fans? In today's video,
I know how to help people, and now you guys, because these women don't ask me nothing, don't understand what she fucking doing.
Khabib, gotta get off the plane.
Same as always, right?
after Khabib was removed from a Frontier Airlines flight, an incident captured on video and widely shared online, it sparked more discussion than even the California fires. It seems that hardly anyone has remained unaffected by the event. Among the reactions, Conor McGregor expressed his support for Frontier Airlines on Instagram, while many others have called for a boycott of the airline, backing their words with concrete actions which could create significant issues for the company. In today's video, we'll dive into the reactions surrounding this incident, hearing from those who have supported Khabib and those who have criticized his actions. But please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks in advance. After the recent incident involving Khabib, Conor McGregor followed Frontier Airlines on Instagram, the same airline that had recently removed Khabib from a flight. It seems Conor was showing his support for the airline. Following the incident with Khabib, many fans and public figures have expressed their outrage, leading to calls for a boycott of Frontier Airlines. Sunglasses MMA published a photo of the same plane which Khabib was thrown out. In the post, Sunglasses MMA included a message directed at Frontier Airlines, urging others to leave messages of protest if they encountered the airline's planes. The campaign to boycott Frontier Airlines has gained momentum, with many rallying behind Khabib, demanding accountability and justice. Even Hezbollah called for a boycott of Frontier Airlines flights. After the incident with Khabib, Frontier Airlines shared messages from others who supported them and thanked them for their backing. But, as you can imagine, the company found itself in a very difficult situation. Also reacted to the incident, Rogan questioned why Khabib was flying with Frontier, noting that it seemed like he was trying to save money. He also highlighted how Khabib kept his composure and remained respectful, even as he was unjustly removed.
Bro, it's crazy.
Oh, the verbal response. Why is he flying Frontier?
He's saving up his money, man. That's why he's not fighting anymore. He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't care, man. The guy drives a Toyota.
Be like,
Bro,
I can't look
wish
dumb
I was
right
on
now.
that plane. I wish I was on that.
John Anik has publicly voiced his support for Khabib.
But whatever video I saw, I didn't like the way that he was being treated. And these airlines out of the United States of America, when it comes to hospitality and general cordiality, don't even come close to the way you get treated on these international airlines. And sometimes it's embarrassing to be a fucking American when it comes to the way these people, TSA people, right, in LA and New York, treat me like, you know, a bag of dicks.
Well, first off, John, that's my second question to Khabib. Khabib, why are you flying Frontier Airlines? I mean, what is that? Can we get him on a regular airline?
Breaking news, Khabib doesn't fly first class.
Maybe you'll believe me, maybe you won't. When I first saw Khabib Nurmagomedov chucked off of plane, I thought it was while it was in the air. Like, I didn't imagine, like, wait, Khabib got chucked off of a plane? I didn't think it was like while it was at the fucking airport still, you know? In my head, I just pictured Khabib flying out the side of a plane while it's in the air. I don't know why. And I was like, oh, of course. Of course. It hadn't taken off yet. Of course. I'm so dumb.
Nate Diaz recently stirred the pot by addressing claims made by Islam Makhachev. The two had an altercation backstage at the UFC 311 press conference, but the tension didn't end there. Makhachev appeared on Demetrius Johnson's YouTube channel, stating he had a respectful encounter with Diaz in an elevator months ago.
I have press conference, the fighters have official weigh-in. We sit and Diaz start to show them, like, you know...
The middle finger.
Yeah. For what?
Yeah.
You know, maybe for someone it's good, no problem, but it's not our style.
Yeah.
Because one of the guy, he wear the mask, you know? Maybe he's sick a little bit, he wear the mask. And maybe Diaz thinking, oh, it's Khabib, and show him, you know?
So somebody from your team had a mask on for sake of
But that day, Khabib not in Vegas, he's some other country, you know?
Why is everybody after Khabib? You guys are good. You guys are good people, very kind,
but we know,
good vibes.
We know what the interesting, like maybe 5-6 months ago, I meet Diaz in the elevator in Win Hotel.
The Win
in
Hotel,
Vegas.
yeah.
He go close to me and say, respect. And just walk. But what changed now? When the lot of cameras come, they always people change, you know.
Diaz quickly refuted this on Instagram, vehemently denying the meeting ever took place. In his post, Diaz wrote, "What the hell going on? I didn't even know Islam was there. I don't even know which one he is. I was just there to corner my boy." And these Ewoks threw a bottle at me looking for clout. What the did I do? I never saw this guy in an elevator. What the? I thought religious people didn't lie. What the is happening and what the happened to Champ? All you had to do is say yes.
Yeah, that's nuts. That man got millions. He shouldn't be flying Frontier. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. I mean, that's like Spirit. I've probably been kicked off 1 or 2 Spirit flights my damn self.
What'd you do?
I'm black on a Spirit. I'm black. What do you mean? Like, you know, you see me.
Okay.
What'd you think?
You got kicked off? Would you cause a scene, or you just, you know, left politely?
I never cause a scene. You know, he didn't cause a scene either. I respected the way that he went about that. You know, sometimes people want to draw a reaction out of you, and he was calm and composed the whole time, and, you know, walked off like a man. So I respect him for that.
Like, she's like, I'm not gonna do this with you, guy. You don't speak English. He's like, I'm literally speaking English to you right now. That's wild, dude. That is wild. And yeah, the disagreement appeared to be over Nurmagomedov's English-speaking skills in regard to his ability to assist other passengers in an emergency, as he was seated next to one of the emergency. I know the language. I know how to help people. It's not about the language. The attendant was, hey, oh my God. Hey, lucky they protected the flight from Khabib helping people in an exit row. Hey, who on fucking earth do you think would be better equipped to help people in case of an emergency than that guy? And they threw him off the plane. What an absolute moron that chick is, dude. It's not about the language. Really, what is it about that? You just said they said the concern is his ability to speak English in the event of an emergency. No one on the plane was like, hey, bitch. Hey, bitch. That's Khabib Nurmagomedov, you idiot. Okay? You know who Conor McGregor is? You never heard about the guy, Khabib, that beat the shit out of Conor McGregor? You never heard about it? You don't know who that is? Undefeated, never lost a round, UFC champion, super famous, philanthropist, has never had a single negative story written about it. Like, he's a good... Like, I would have just been like, hey, idiot. What? Are you talking to them or me? I'm talking to you, idiot. Do you know who that is? Okay, what are you doing right now? What the are you doing? That's the undefeated UFC champion. He speaks perfect English. I mean, he speaks English good enough. What a moron, dude.
Couple of corrections. First thing is that Khabib put out a statement. It was Frontier Airlines, not Alaska. There was a bit of a misunderstanding about that. I mean, they're all pretty bad airlines, let's be honest about that. But nevertheless, there is a difference. And then the other part is, you know, it's kind of funny. It was an exit row. Have you ever sat in an exit row before?
But man, I make my life out of sitting in exit rows.
All right.
That's my life.
I am 6'4", more than 270 pounds. Like, if there is an open seat in the exit row, that's like the first one I'm going for. And if you have ever sat there, I'm going to say this. Here is what I hope is the best case scenario for the Alaska Airlines employee, which I'm going to be clear, even then is not exonerating, but this is the best I can hope for them. This is like the most charitable interpretation. What they do is they go down. If you've ever sat in the exit row, you'll know this. They'll go down the line and they'll ask you, do you have a problem in the event of an emergency in assisting with opening the door and then helping people get out of the airplane? And you can't just nod or give them a thumbs up or say, sure. They literally make you say the word yes. And again, not even like, okay, or I'm down with it, or you can count on me. No, you actually have to say the word yes. My only hope for this Alaska Airlines team, employee, whoever, is that they just didn't hear him say that, or he didn't say it because he didn't think he actually had to say the word yes. And they, you know, they're just so used to all of the cunts who ride airlines being shitty to them, and they didn't want to deal with it. You know what I mean? Like, if you can't comply with saying the word yes off the word go, then they're gonna get rid of you. That's the very best case scenario. But like, the reality is obvious. You want Khabib in that seat. Removing him is a complete totally unnecessary, totally ridiculous. And notice what I said before. I was giving you like the most charitable interpretation. That is not the likeliest interpretation. Something else probably is the likeliest interpretation. And to the point you made before, Khabib took it in stride. I'm glad he was able to be sober and calm about the whole thing. Khabib, why are you riding Frontier, my guy? Just buy the fucking airline. Like, what are you waiting on here, you know?
You know, may Allah bless Khabib. I think something definitely is wrong here, and whether it's prejudice or not, I think there's one thing that stood out to me more than anything in this video. I don't know if you guys caught it, but bro's a multimillionaire, UFC world champion, undefeated, and he's sitting in economy. That's a real top G.
We can take one example from Khabib here. This is a practicing Muslim who's patient. He handled the situation with dignity. You didn't see him cursing, getting ghetto. And we should get some answers for this. He should get some answers. I think we should put some pressure, make some noise, and Frontier should issue an apology to really investigate, because they ask you this question before you come on, if you're gonna sit by this seat, that now, are you able, as he pointed out, are you able to handle things? And I mean, I don't think you can get anybody better to handle the situation if things went down than Khabib on that plane. And he answered, like he's saying in the video, yes, I can do it. And then later, it also seems like somebody said something that triggered it. And then what happens? Boom, everything kicks off. And they should issue a public apology to our brother Khabib.
There's a video circulating the internet of UFC champion Khabib Nurmagomedov being asked to deplane from a Frontier flight. First of all, Frontier, you barely have seatbelts. The safest thing on that flight was Khabib Nurmagomedov. That's number one. Two, the flight attendant was telling him, we don't feel safe with you being in the exit row, we need you to change seats. If there's anyone I would ever want in an exit row, it's Khabib Nurmagomedov. This guy can smash anything in his way. If the plane was crashing, he would smash whatever the plane is crashing into and still single-handedly save everyone on that flight. And also, you don't ask Khabib to move, you send him location.
Like location, I'm gonna come.
And he decides if he wants to show up. That's how it works. Big ups to Khabib Nurmagomedov for handling it like a champ and keeping his composure and being super respectful. But honestly, Frontier, that's a big L for you guys.
He said on his Instagram, literally 2 minutes after, she called her security manager and they made him leave the plane, as he respectfully didn't want to cause any scene. As we all know, Khabib, with his beautiful and respectful self, left the airplane, and after an hour and a half took another plane and got to his destination. But my question is here, until when this racial profiling is gonna keep happening, and until when, and what's need to happen for this to stop?
The video shows him clearly walking out on his own. The video that I saw clearly states that they asked me if I spoke English. I said yes, I was able to assist. Who complained about me? And they said the two stewardess are not comfortable with you. You're gonna have to, you're gonna have to basically change seats or you're gonna have to leave. So he just walked out, didn't say nothing, didn't complain, and just walked out. He didn't say nothing to me. If it happened last week, he didn't say a peep.
That was shady, man. That was shady. I was watching the video like, no, this isn't, you know what I mean? Like, that was bad. That was bad. You know what I mean?
People, man.
It's funny because like I did a post like I can't talk shit because I went to jail for arguing with the sheriff's officer when he put me in handcuffs, and I knew I did nothing wrong. I didn't break any laws. The only law I broke was my mouth not shutting the fuck up. And so I'm coming with authority. So I can just imagine someone coming up to me too and be like, "Hey, you gotta move," and I'm like, "I'm not moving. Like, what the fuck did I do wrong?" So I could. And a piece of you is all like, dude, just move and shut the fuck up. But I have a problem with authority, so I can't talk shit. He could have resolved it, but he's like, fuck that, I'm not moving.
You know, airplanes are a weird jurisdiction with their own weird set of rules and laws.
My thing is like,
why you think does not apply on that, because you bought a seat and you think you're entitled to sit there, you're not. It's completely subjective and really at the discretion of the attendants. I'm not saying that what they did is right.
No.
I'm also saying that there's a huge gray area, and I think the card of like justice, and I didn't do anything wrong. It's like, bro, you just got to understand that this is their way, and if someone's wants you to move, fine, move. But if they kicked you off the flight, then you have a lawsuit. against him for, you know, racial discrimination.
And they had no idea. And they had no idea who this guy was. They didn't know how much of attention this really was going to get after the fact. And I was thinking too, it's like, damn, you find Coach?
Yeah, it looked like Coach. You know what I mean? I was surprised in that.
Connor's over here flying private jets. Conor got to be right now, bro. Like,
oh, bro, Connor's. This is food for Conor McGregor to clown on right now.
I'm already waiting for the Conor post. I saw on Twitter, someone put a picture of Conor wearing an airline captain outfit and said that, that's why he got kicked off. That was the captain.
All Conor got to do is show a picture of himself in his private jet,
yeah,
with like some champagne and that little picture.
And all right,
this is kind
well, so we'll see what happens with Khabib this week. I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be in his corner, right?
Yeah. Well, talking about Nurmagomedov, right?
Khabib also issued a powerful warning to the UFC roster, emphasizing the rise of his team as they prepare for pivotal fights, with Islam and Umar competing at UFC 311 on January 18th.
That's why we're here. That's why we're talking about so many good things, so many belts, so many champions names like Umar, Usman, Gaji, Islam. It's like, and many fighters coming. You know, people don't know them, but they are very hungry. They're gonna be on top very soon.
Additionally, UFC 311's main event custom shorts were unveiled, featuring designs for Islam Makhachev and Merab Dvalishvili.
Same as always, right? Yes. The same one you always
Wow. This is Dagestan mountain. It's called Papaku. And this is the knife. I don't. Then meč kak bude, Rizwan?
Sword.
This one,
dagger.
But Dvalishvili's custom shorts for UFC 311 feature a Georgian proverb: "Better to die in honor than to live in disgrace." This is a Georgian proverb Merab wrote, but guys, you have to admit that the shorts are really nice. Perhaps even the best I've seen in the UFC. But please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We would be grateful for your support.